Credit Guy TV. This time we're going to talk about judgments on your credit report and how to remove a judgment on your credit report. I did a video a while back you can watch here about how things get on your credit report through the court system. And basically what it is a civil court determines that you owe someone money through either a default judgment or a hearing, and then that's recorded in court, and then that's reported out to the Bureau. So if you try to dispute something with the repositories, many times the court will reaffirm the debt, so it's not really even worth your time to try and do that. And I had a friend of mine move out to California, and they actually had a debt from like 20 years ago come after him because they were able to find him through the internet now and garnish his wages. And the reason that is because debt can be reaffirmed. So a judgment can be reaffirmed in the court system outside of the standard statute of limitations. So you can have unpaid public record go on forever. And I would tell you not to ignore them for that reason. Once you settle it, then the time date stamp goes on there, and then 7 years after that it comes off. So don't ignore your judgments. You've got to go back and try to negotiate them. And what I should tell you is many times by the time, if it's a collection, many times by the time it gets to a public record, it has been sold a few times for pennies on the dollar a few times over. So they'll be very interested in negotiating with you for less than the full balance. But if you negotiate that, you need to make sure that they'll give you a release for the court. So you need to make sure that they will release it from the court if you settle on an amount. So then you need to use that documentation you get from them. Even though they're going to report it back to the court, you need to still get documentation so that you have it in case there's a problem. Now I did make a few videos on how to negotiate with a collection company. Those rules still apply in this situation. But what if the debtor or the plaintiff is nowhere to be found? You can't find them. They went out of business. Then what do you do? Well, there's a couple different ways you can go about doing it. You can look on a PACER, PACER.gov system and try and look up the creditor, and many times if that company went bankrupt, there'll be a person in charge of settling that account or settling that bankruptcy, and then you can talk to them about settling. So it's PACER.gov is where you want to go. You can look up the trustee, and then you can resolve that. So that's how you handle a public record. Don't ignore it. Address it as soon as you can. Set up a payment plan, and then get your documentation. Don't allow yourself to make payments without some sort of agreement in writing, and then get the paid in full information. Alright, so that's judgments, how to remove a judgment from your credit report. Dave Sullivan with the Credit Guy TV. So you, with a little bit of me, we're going to change the credit industry. Thank you.